Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Effortless English Elucidation. In this video, I'll discuss with you the question answers of chapter number 5 of Gulmohar Class 7 English Reader Book, The Small Ghost of the Mountain, which is a story about the palace's cat. Okay, so I'll discuss the questions given in your exercise of the textbook. So here we start. The landscape made Ahmad shudder. There was no greenery at all. Why would this make Ahmad shudder? Shudder means to tremble or to shiver. When you see something shocking, you shudder. Think about where he comes from. So why did he shudder? It is clear from the question itself that he shuddered because he was from a place full of greenery, whereas this place was totally deserted. The landscape was deserted, so it made him shudder. The answer is the deserted landscape might have been imposing for Ahmad, who is from Kerala, a state with a lot of greenery. Now, question number B. How does this line prepare us for the conditions Ahmad has to face during his stay in Mongolia? So, how does this line prepare us? How does this tell us what is going to happen in future while his stay in Mongolia? So, the answer is this line foreshadows the harsh conditions that Ahmad had to face in Mongolia. Unpredictable weather conditions that changed from windy to stormy to howling hurricanes in rapid succession. The quick winds blew away the team's tents. Ahmad's gloved fingers would go numb, making it difficult for him to handle the camera. They had to sleep in sleeping bags under many layers of blankets. Now, the second question. Why is the weather described as the only point of interest? What does this tell you about Ahmad's state of mind? So, why is the weather of the place described as the only place of interest for Ahmad? I had already discussed in the story, I had already discussed while discussing the chapter. If you have not yet watched the video, please go back and watch the video. You will clearly understand the questions. So the answer is the weather was the only point of interest as Ahmad returned empty handed on the first 2 days without sighting the cat. The weather was the only talking point as it became extremely erratic and harsh, disrupting their efforts to sight the cat. There was not much Ahmed could do about the weather, and hence he was worried about its disruptions and probably felt frustrated and helpless. The third question is, how does Ahmed describe the palace's cat during his first sighting? So the question asks that how does Ahmed describe about what does he say about the palace's cat when he had first seen the cat? So if you remember, he had described the cat as a piece of rock. So the answer is Ahmad describes his first sighting as something similar to looking at a piece of rock. The cat's head and body were attired with snow, and its facial hair had dewdrops that looked like icicles. So he says that the cat's head and body were attired, as it means that it looked as if the cat was dressed in snow, and the facial hair had dewdrops that looked like icicles. The question number 4. What are the challenges Ahmad faces during his expedition? So this question asks you that what were the challenges he had faced during his expedition? So the challenges are, the answer is Ahmad faces various challenges during his expedition to sight the palace's cat. It was difficult to deal with the unpredictable and severe weather and the high velocity winds that shrieked like a hurricane. Their tents were blown away, and using their camera was tough as their fingers went numb inside their gloves. Trekking required special boots and they needed sleeping bags and multiple layers of blankets to sleep. So these were the challenges he had to face. The weather was very challenging over there because it was totally unpredictable. The wind had very high velocity, and it was so cold that their fingers went numb even inside their gloves, and so they could not use the camera properly. Trekking required special boots, and they needed sleeping bags and multiple layers of blankets to sleep. So these were the challenges he had to face there. Now, question number 5. Why do you think Paul Williams worked with not only local people but specifically with nomadic people? So, this question asks you that why do you think that Paul Williams worked with not only with local people but nomadic people? He worked with nomadic people because they frequently moved across the regions without settling down at one place, and so they had quite a lot of knowledge about the passageways and the routes that locals over there might not be having. Nomadic people are those who do not settle down at a particular place, but they keep moving from here to there. So since they did not settle down at a particular place, they always kept moving. It was easy for them to understand the routes and the passageways over there. So the answer is Paul Williams worked specifically with nomadic people and used their help to sight the cats. Frequently moving across regions without settling down in one place, they might have knowledge about passageways and routes that the locals might not have. And this information would have helped the team track the elusive Palace's cat. They would also be very familiar with the terrain and experienced in navigating it. Now, question number 6, and this is the last question. Why do you think finding the kittens was a turning point? If you have gone through my video, you might have noticed that I had explained there properly that they had found kittens at the end. And this was a turning point. Why this was a turning point? Because since kittens were found there, it was sure that mothers will also be found there itself. Because how long can a mother leave the young ones and move here and there? Now or then the mother will have to come back to the kittens. Okay, so the answer is locating the kittens of the cat is a huge turning point as it reveals where the cat shelters. With 5 kittens to tend to, the cat cannot be on the move forever, as I already said. The rocky cave in which the kittens were found must have been a permanent shelter for the cat. Making this discovery is a crucial point that pushes the team one step closer to finding the cat. So, this is how finding the kittens was a turning point to locate the cats. Okay, thank you. Subscribe to my channel for more such videos.